What if I told you that during a glamorous red carpet event, Keanu Reeves may have quietly honored someone very special, without saying a single word? Face with open-mouth fans are convinced he slipped in a hidden tribute to Sandra Bullock, and once you notice this detail, you can't unsee it. Was it just a coincidence, or a deeply personal message years in the making? Stay with me, because this subtle moment is breaking the internet, and it might completely change how you see their story. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Now, let's dive into what really happened. The cameras were flashing non-stop, fans were cheering from behind the barricades, and the red carpet shimmered under bright lights as Hollywood's biggest stars made their grand entrances. It was one of those nights filled with glamour, style, and excitement, exactly what you'd expect from a major premiere. But then, something unexpected happened, something subtle, yet powerful enough to capture everyone's attention. As Keanu Reeves stepped onto the red carpet, he carried his usual calm and humble presence. There was no over-the-top entrance, no dramatic gestures, just his signature quiet confidence that fans have admired for years. At first glance, everything seemed normal. He smiled politely, greeted fans, and posed for the cameras with effortless ease. But within moments, people began to notice a small detail, something that didn't quite feel ordinary. It wasn't loud or attention-seeking. In fact, it was easy to miss if you weren't paying close attention. Yet for longtime fans, it stood out immediately. Whether it was a specific accessory, a style choice, or even the subtle emotion in his expression, it carried a sense of deeper meaning. Social media quickly picked up on it. Clips and photos began circulating, and fans started asking the same question. Was this intentional? Some believed it was simply a coincidence, while others were convinced it was something more personal, a quiet gesture hidden in plain sight. Keanu, known for staying away from Hollywood drama and headlines, didn't address the speculation. He continued interacting with reporters in his usual respectful and thoughtful manner. However, even in those brief interviews, there was something slightly different. His tone felt softer, his expressions more reflective, almost as if he was holding onto a meaningful memory. And that's what made this moment so powerful. In an industry where bold statements and dramatic reveals are common, this was the complete opposite. It was subtle, emotional, and open to interpretation. Fans weren't just watching a red carpet appearance anymore. They were witnessing a moment that felt personal, almost like a story unfolding without words. And just like that, the internet began connecting the dots, wondering if there was more to this moment than meets the eye. It all came down to one small, but surprisingly powerful, detail. At first, it didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary. Keanu Reeves appeared on the red carpet in his usual elegant style, choosing a look that was simple, classic, and effortlessly refined. But as more photos and videos surfaced online, fans began to notice something familiar, an accessory that seemed to carry a deeper meaning. It wasn't flashy or designed to grab headlines. In fact, its simplicity is what made it stand out even more. Longtime fans quickly pointed out that this particular detail closely resembled styles associated with Sandra Bullock in past appearances. Within hours, side-by-side comparisons began trending across social media platforms, with fans highlighting the striking similarities. This is where the curiosity truly began. People started revisiting old interviews, film clips, and red carpet moments, especially from the time when Keanu and Sandra starred together in Speed. Their on-screen chemistry had always felt natural and genuine, something that audiences instantly connected with. Over the years, both actors openly shared in interviews that they had crushes on each other during filming. However, due to timing and circumstances, they never explored those feelings. That backstory added a whole new layer to this moment. So when Keanu stepped onto the red carpet wearing something that seemed to echo Sandra's style, fans couldn't help but wonder, was this really just a coincidence? Or was it a quiet, meaningful nod to someone who played an important role in his life? What made this situation even more intriguing is Keanu's personality. He isn't known for making dramatic public statements or attention-seeking gestures. Instead, he's widely respected for his sincerity, emotional depth, and thoughtful actions, often expressed in subtle ways rather than words. That's why this small detail felt significant. For many fans, it didn't seem random. It felt intentional, or at the very least, meaningful on a personal level. Even without confirmation, the idea of a silent tribute resonated deeply with people. And perhaps that's what made it so powerful. In a world where celebrities often rely on bold, obvious statements, this quiet moment stood out. It invited interpretation, sparked emotion, and reminded fans that sometimes, the smallest details can carry the biggest stories. To truly understand why this moment touched so many hearts, you have to go back in time, long before the red carpets, the viral clips, and the fan theories. When Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock first worked together, they didn't just create a successful film, they created something much rarer in Hollywood. In an industry often filled with headlines, rumors, and short-lived connections, their bond stood out for one simple reason: it was real. There was no drama, no controversy, no attention-seeking moments. Just two people who genuinely respected and understood each other. On screen, their chemistry and speed felt effortless and natural. Audiences could feel it instantly, that spark that can't be faked. But what made their story even more special is what happened behind the scenes. Years later, both Keanu and Sandra revealed something that surprised fans around the world. They had crushes on each other during filming. It wasn't scripted, it wasn't part of the movie magic, it was real life. And yet, despite those feelings, nothing ever happened between them. Why? Sometimes, it's just timing. Sometimes, it's hesitation. And sometimes, life simply moves in a different direction. Instead of turning into a typical Hollywood romance, their connection evolved into something deeper and more meaningful. A lasting friendship built on admiration, trust, and genuine care. Sandra has often spoken about Keanu with warmth and sincerity, describing him as kind, gentle, and completely different from the typical Hollywood personality. And Keanu, known for his quiet nature, has always shown the same level of respect and appreciation when talking about Sandra. There's a sense of honesty in the way they speak about each other, something fans don't see very often. And maybe that's why this story continues to resonate. It's not just about what could have been, it's about what is. A connection that didn't need romance to be meaningful. A bond that stood the test of time without turning into headlines or drama. So when fans notice even the smallest gesture, something subtle, almost unspoken, it carries weight. Because it's not just a moment, it's part of a story that people have been emotionally invested in for years. And now, watching it unfold again in the most unexpected way, it makes people want to keep watching, keep wondering, and most importantly, keep believing that some connections never fade. As soon as photos and videos from the red carpet began spreading across the internet, fans wasted no time sharing their thoughts. What started as a subtle observation quickly turned into a full wave of online discussion. Everywhere you looked, comments, posts, fan pages, people were asking the same question: was this really just a coincidence? Supporters of Keanu Reeves began pointing out the smallest details, analyzing every frame, every expression, every gesture. For many, it didn't feel random at all, it felt intentional. "This has to be for Sandra Bullock," one fan commented. "He's not the type to do something without meaning," another wrote. Within hours, older clips started resurfacing. Interviews from years ago, behind-the-scenes footage, and heartfelt moments between Keanu and Sandra began circulating once again. Fans revisited their laughter, their natural chemistry, and the quiet respect they've always shown each other. It was like the internet was piecing together a story, one emotional moment at a time. That's what made this reaction so powerful. It wasn't based on drama or speculation alone, it was built on years of admiration for a connection that always felt genuine. The audience wasn't just reacting to a red carpet look, they were responding to a history they had witnessed and cherished. Some fans even noticed a shift in Keanu's demeanor during interviews that evening. His tone seemed softer, more reflective. He paused slightly longer before answering questions, offering thoughtful responses instead of quick, rehearsed lines. To many viewers, it felt like he was carrying a quiet memory with him, something personal, something meaningful. Of course, Keanu never addressed any of these theories directly. And that's exactly what makes him so intriguing. In a world where celebrities often explain every detail or chase attention, Keanu does the opposite. He doesn't rush to clarify, and he doesn't try to control the narrative. Instead, he allows moments to exist as they are, open, emotional, and subject to interpretation. And maybe that's why fans connect with him so deeply. Because in the end, he doesn't tell people what to think or feel. He simply lets them feel it. So, was it really a hidden tribute? That's the question everyone keeps asking. And the honest answer is, we may never know for sure. But maybe that's not what truly matters here. Because what makes this moment so powerful isn't just the possibility of a hidden message from Keanu Reeves to Sandra Bullock. It's what people feel when they see it. In today's world, where celebrity news is often filled with drama, short-lived relationships, and attention-grabbing headlines, moments like this feel different. They feel real. They feel quiet, yet deeply meaningful. And that's exactly why fans connected with it so strongly. Keanu Reeves has built a reputation not just as a talented actor, but as someone who values humility, kindness, and emotional depth. He's not known for grand public gestures or dramatic statements. Instead, his actions often speak softly, but carry weight. And this moment felt like one of those actions. Whether it was intentional or not, it reminded people of something rare: quiet loyalty, lasting respect, and unspoken emotion. The kind of connection that doesn't need constant attention or public validation to exist. For fans who have followed Keanu and Sandra's journey over the years, this wasn't just about a red carpet appearance. It was about a story they've believed in for a long time. A connection that may not have turned into a traditional romance, but still holds emotional value and authenticity. And maybe that's why it continues to resonate. Because not every meaningful story needs a clear answer. Not every connection needs to be defined. Sometimes, the beauty lies in the mystery, in the things left unsaid, in the gestures left unexplained. In the end, whether this was a hidden tribute or simply a coincidence, one thing is certain. The bond between Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock still lives on, not just in their memories, but in the hearts of millions of fans around the world. And sometimes, the most unforgettable stories are the ones that are never fully explained. What do you think? Was it a hidden tribute or just a coincidence? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more untold Hollywood moments.